You took me by surprise. A moment of...
Hello and welcome to Honeybees, the Women's Empowerment Talk Show. My name is Dana Daye and I'm your host for this afternoon's episode. I have a very special guest with me today, Sandy Kastel, and we have a topic that we're going to be discussing. It's actually her, I guess, logo, or I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. How would you say that? But it's fit and Fab Forever. So we're going to talk about how to stay fit and fab forever, and that will cover many aspects, not just physical, but mental health and all different types of areas. And I'd like to start off with one of my favorite songs by Shania Twain, and excuse me while I turn the song on. Thank you. Thank you. It's called You're Still the One. Yeah, yeah, looks like we made it. Look how far we come, my baby. Might have took the long way. We knew we'd get there someday. They said, I bet they'll never make it. But just look at us holding on. We're still together, so going strong. Oh, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of, still the one I kiss good night. Ain't nothing better. We beat the odds together. I'm glad we didn't listen. Look at what we would be missing. They said, I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Oh, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to, still the one I want for life. You're still the one that I love, the only one I dream of, still the one I kiss good night. You're still the one. Yeah, still the one I run to, the one that I belong to, still the one I want for life. Oh, still the one that I love, the only one I dream of, still the one I kiss good night. Ain't nothing better. Look how far we come, my baby. Thank you, and I will see you at the couch with Sandy. Welcome back to Honeybees. And again, my name is Dana Daye. I'm your hostess for this afternoon's show. And I'd like to welcome you with Sandy Kastel. I'm sorry. I'm having one of those days. You know when you have those days where your mouth isn't matching your brain? Well, I have that every day.
That's okay, Dana Daye. Oh, Daye.
I know, right? Sandy Kastel. Let's hear it for Sandy Kastel. Is our guest today. How are you? Looking beautiful as always.
Feeling great, thank you.
You look good and you're feeling better.
Yeah.
That's
feeling
good.
fit and fab forever.
She's fit and fab forever. So today we're going to discuss the topic. And where does fit and fab originate from?
Well, about 6 or 7 years ago, when I was doing my own shows, I started talking about being fit and fab forever. It just kind of came out because I was doing fitness things and talking about fitness and how important it is to have a balanced life. And it's much more than just being skinny. It's not really about being skinny. It's about, having a well-rounded balance in your life, and I talk about it being, fitness, beauty, and health.
Fitness,
right?
Beauty, and health. Because
That's
I've
right.
seen on Facebook and Instagram your tutorials that you'll and I love it because you'll do like in 1 minute you'll speed up the camera and you'll have a bare face and you'll like do your eyeshadow and your lipstick and all your makeup and then you have the makeup done, or you're not afraid to go with your bare face, your natural face. Like a lot of women, they don't want to be seen without the makeup, but you do that. So you're teaching women and empowering women with the basic makeup techniques and cooking. When you squeeze the lemons and in the morning you have your lemon water.
Yeah, well, as far as the makeup tutorials go, I'm really just a novice at it. I've watched some, we've got so many things on Instagram right now and Facebook and YouTube. And so of course, as I was sitting in my, my bathroom getting ready one morning, I thought, oh, well, I can do a tutorial. If they can do a tutorial, why can't I?
Yes.
But of course, I don't have all the technology stuff in place, where you can cut and paste. I don't deal with all that. It's too much technical stuff. But I just do it. I just, sometimes I do them at regular time, and then sometimes I'll do them on fast, on the fast speed or whatever. And that way it goes a lot quicker. And
Captivating and interesting to watch her.
And it's kind of goofy too, but
goofy too. At the same, throw a little goofy in there.
Yeah, I do that with the exercises too. I'll go on in there and I'll set it, set up my phone. All I'm using is my phone, and do my workout, and then I'm speeding up through it. So I'm really not advanced, and I'm not doing that on a higher level like you would be doing here if you were doing something for the TV and for your audiences. But it's just for me. It's just for my personal sharing with other people, because I do know that there are a lot of makeup tips that can help us, especially as we're getting older. There are different tips that we use than when we're in our 20s and 30s and 40s.
Absolutely.
And I watch those tutorials sometimes, not all the time, but I have watched some that I've learned some tips on, and I go, wow, I didn't know that. But as a performer, as you know, we are always doing our hair. We're doing, whether or not we're having somebody else do it or we're doing it ourselves.
Yes.
But even myself, when I was living in LA, every time I would go to the hairdresser and get my hair done, I would always go and get my makeup done at the same time. Because, as you know, different shades of red call for different shades of colors on our face, and the palette will change of what we're using. And I have been every shade from dark Chianti all the way up to strawberry blonde.
And I love your red that you have today.
Yeah, I do too. It's naturally enhanced. But
It's
thank
very
you.
pretty.
Yes.
So before we go any further, and we're gonna, that was just a little tease of Fit and Fab Forever. I'd like to ask you some questions because
Sure.
I know most people in Las Vegas know you. I mean, in our circle, but we have people watching in other cities and countries. So Sandy Kastel, let me ask you, I'm just gonna ask you some random questions.
Okay.
So are you from Las Vegas? Were you born here?
I was not born here. I was born in San Francisco.
Oh.
And my father, who's a musician also, he played with big bands, and we ended up, when I was born in San Francisco, my mom and I ended up traveling across country to Washington, D.C., where my father was playing in the Army Air Force Band.
Oh.
And from there, we went down through the Midwest, stopped in St. Louis where my sister was born 3.5 years later, and then we went down into Mesquite, Texas. We stayed there for 5 years where my father was the band leader at the, I think it was the Biltmore Hotel. I might be wrong. Dad, you can let me know. I get those confused sometimes. It was a long time ago. I was little. But then when he joined Harry James Band in
Harry James.
19, yeah, we came out here to Las Vegas. Yeah. Not that I don't want to give my age away, but I'm,
You're fit and
it
fat
was a
forever.
long time ago. So I grew up here. I went to school here, and Las Vegas has been my home ever since.
And
Yeah.
if my memory serves me correctly, you were Miss Nevada.
I Miss Nevada 1976. Yes, I am.
1976.
Yeah, and that is in the Miss America program. I know that people get it confused sometimes because you have the universe, pageant, and everyone is different. The Miss America pageant happens to be the largest scholarship program-based
Scholarship-based.
organization across in the world. Okay, as far as I know, it was the last time I checked. And so I started out. I was Miss Las Vegas. And then I went to Miss Nevada, and I became Miss Nevada, and then I went on to the Miss America pageant. And
my
Bert Parks was
goodness.
still there.
Bert Parks?
It was his last year. It was his last year. He came back that year because he had left it for a while, and he came back. And so he got to sing, "Here She Comes, Miss America," So unfortunately, I wasn't the one that won. But the girl that won that year was Tawny, that Tawny Go Down was the year before, Tawny Little, who was, she was a newscaster out in LA. And then the girl that won the year I was Dorothy Benham, and she was from Minnesota, and it was her first pageant, her first local, her first state, and her
Wow,
first
she
Miss
got
America.
lucky.
Oh yeah, she went all the way to the top.
So did they have talent in the pageant back then? And what was your talent? Let me guess, singing.
The only reason I ever got involved in the pageants, just so you know, one of my girlfriends who was Kenna Wadsworth, she was a singer, and we were in Sweet Charity together, and I was one of her girls, and she was the lead. Yeah. She said, "Sandy, you should enter a pageant." And I said, "But I'm not a pageant girl. I'm not tall and blonde," because to me, beauty queens were tall and blonde. And she said, "No, this pageant is 50% talent." I said, "Well, I can sing."
Yeah.
So that's why I entered, yeah.
So, and you have a natural gift of music. Do you feel that you inherited that from your father? And did your mother sing too?
I got a little bit from both. My mom, when she was younger, she has three sisters, and they all had an act. It was called the Armstrong Sisters.
That's what I thought,
And
yeah.
they performed in San Francisco. And then, of course, they sang and danced and did that until one of the sisters got married. And then my father, who's a jazz musician, he got me involved with the music on that end of it. And he started professionally when he was 17, and as I did at 17. Also, I started professionally. And then my mom was a child star,
A child
or
star.
child
But yes,
performer.
but it
yes.
just runs in your veins. And don't you play piano?
A little bit.
But is that your instrument?
I didn't learn as a child. That's the only thing. If anybody ever asked me what I wish I would have done when I was younger, is I wish I would have started piano as a young
Same here.
child. But I played saxophone because
so
my dad played sax.
wow,
Yeah,
you do
I
you
played
still
soprano.
play?
I played soprano.
Oh,
yeah, like
yeah.
Kenny G. Not
Like
like
Kenny
him,
G.
but not like him. But but I started out soprano.
Oh.
And but I wish I would have started on piano. I love piano. I played a little bit of guitar, but can't do that anymore, not with long
Not
nails.
with the nails.
I know.
Except Dolly Parton can do it somehow. I don't know if she does it.
Yeah, very carefully,
Very
like this.
carefully.
finger chord, bar
Yeah.
chords or whatever. And, but I use it for songwriting. I
So
do
it
use the
helps
piano
you. It
for
helps
songwriting,
you.
yes.
And which leads to, after you were Miss Nevada, because you've done so many things. Let me list what I know of. You're a sculptor.
Yes.
You are an artist, which is kind of the same thing. You are a realtor. You are a singer. You've recorded albums in Nashville, Tennessee. You've lived in LA. Were you an actress? Did you do acting?
In LA, I did music. I sang with bands, and I also did acting. I did it both. But I also took a part-time job in the clothing business and became a designer
Oh, that's true.
for about
You're-
8 years. So
I left
yeah.
that out. You're a designer because
Well-
I follow you. You have your own line of, what do you have?
Oh, I have some home goods and things, you know.
So sheets
Decorative
and
pillows
blankets
and sheets and things like that. Yeah, I really haven't launched it full on. I've just been selling it to private clients.
Oh wow, you're an entrepreneur. You're a go-getter. I was saying earlier, what does Sandy not do?
Dana, we're artists.
We're
You know,
artists.
and when
you're
you're-
creative.
Yeah, when you're an artist, I think it all blends over, just like writing the books, or I co-authored these books with
let's hold
Judy
these up.
Morio, and she brought together 26 authors, and it's called the Life Choices series. And in 2010, ran into her again. I knew her. I've known her since I was in 10th grade, or no, anyway, when I was younger, when I was 12 years old. But so these books I'll have 26 authors, and each book has a different title.
Compilation
Like
of
this one is
different-
Life Choices. It's Never Too Late. Life Choices: Navigating Difficult Paths. And the other one I did not bring was Pursuing Your Passion. So those are the 3 books that I'm involved with.
So
with,
each,
Judy Morio.
okay, here's the cover of Life Choices, and then on the back we have all of the contributing authors or
Yes.
different
Authors, yes.
authors.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so you're published. Okay, we're going to add that to the list. You have a CD here. Well, tell us about
I have
the
3.
CD. 3. Are
The
these
first-
the 3?
Yeah, the
Let's
fir-
hold them up.
The first one was actually, this Sandy Kastel, the event was from a show that I produced here in Las Vegas in 1995.
And a producer. Okay, we're
Well,
adding that to the list.
we're all producers when we do our own shows, right?
Yes.
I mean, artists, singers, performers, we get into producing our own shows,
We
right?
do.
So even if it's not official,
Yes.
but this show was one that I put together, and this was a little bit of Broadway, basically.
Oh.
In fact, it includes Dance in Fool, which was Barry Manilow's show. Remember from the Copacabana?
Okay,
That's from Copacabana.
Okay.
And then this one
What
was,
order did
oh,
it
this
come?
is,
This came next?
this time around, this is a big band album. And this was done in Nashville and also in Las Vegas. My dad is on this one.
gonna ask you,
also.
is your dad involved
Along with
with
Bobby
that?
Rosario, local musician, and of course he was Bobby Darin's producer and his
Oh, good.
arranger, and also did all of his shows.
Yeah.
And then, or a lot of his shows. Then he performed with Peggy Lee, Vic Damone. He was their
All
conductor.
the old-time great.
Yeah. So Bobby Rosario and Bobby Sachs, who's a bass
Bobby
player here
Sachs.
in Las
He's from
Vegas.
the Dennis Bono show.
Yeah, on the Dennis
And
Bono show
Corey
with Corey
Sachs.
Sachs, his wife. Yes, and so this is a big band album. This has 26 to 30-piece orchestras on it.
Unbelievable.
And it was wonderful
Wow.
because I got to play with the A players in Nashville.
The A player.
Yes. And then that's what they call them. And they call them the A players.
The A
The
list.
top echelons,
Yeah,
yes.
top
Like
echelon.
we have our top echelons here,
Yes.
you know, they have it there.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then a couple years later, I did Indiana Rain. This is a pop country
Beautiful
or
song.
country pop album, and this is all original songs except for one. I did add a Bonnie Raitt song on here,
Oh, which one?
Rock Steady. The Barry or
Her cover of that?
yeah, a cover of that. So I did one cover, and the rest of them are all originals.
But you have a
And-
video, I've seen it.
Yeah,
It's
Indiana Rain.
Where you filmed a real full-blown, just great production
Yeah.
video.
I still understand it's on CMT every once in a while.
That's wonderful.
Everybody else sees it except for me, but
Yeah, and it's really well done.
And I
I've
was-
watched it several times.
yeah, I was on like 385 radio stations around the country, yes,
Very-
during this time.
I'm so
yeah.
happy you've accomplished so much, and you're still.
As you have.
Well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've done a lot, so
You have.
I
yeah.
have. So
And by the way, it's an honor to be on your show.
Oh,
I've,
thank
I've,
you.
I remember when I met Dana,
yeah,
and she
we
was
had
just
the red hair together.
Of course, of course.
Different
and,
shades.
but I've been watching her grow and expand with everything that she's been doing, and I'm really proud of you
Thank
and
you,
happy for
Sandy.
you because
Oh.
I've seen you expand your audience, and
Thank you.
and now you're expanded to the world.
Yes, thanks to Maria, our producer.
Yes, thank you,
Being
Maria.
on the shows with Maria, it's been very enlightening, and I'm growing and learning, and it's just every day is fun, and you never know it's coming, and I look forward to what's coming in the future.
Well,
Yes.
what I like about it is that you're doing empowerment,
Women's
an
empowerment.
show,
We need to speak up, right?
which
For ourselves.
speaks to my heart because of the
That's
women
your-
in music and arts.
Yes.
Is all about empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships.
Could you say that again, just for those that don't know what that is?
It's called WIMA, WIMA.
And that's-
Women in Music and Arts, empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships. And it's not just women, but it has tended, it came out of a lot of my history with my mom and her sisters, her mom, and then of course then down the lineage of my dad and his dad, who was also a musician, saxophone.
Oh, your dad's still your grandfather.
Yeah, so my grandfather. And so we've always had music and arts in our family, way back when.
You grew up, that was your life, that's
yeah,
what you knew.
Yeah, and that's what I've grown up in. And so to me, it's all about, about empowering others to continue to follow their path.
Yes.
And of course, my mother was a big influence on me as a performer.
And you look like her a lot, don't you? Because I've seen pictures on Facebook. There have been, I guess, or the sisters. You all have that same look.
Yeah, there is an Armstrong look,
Yes.
yeah, but I tend to look, my mom's, I have my mom's nose, let's see, my mom's nose, and I have my dad's jaw and my dad's eyes. It's kind of, I'm a mix of both of them. But the important thing that I really wanted to do was continue this, I like to continue this forever, is to continue to give scholarships and to empower artists so that they can pursue their passions, continue to pursue their dreams, and get their art out there. Because art lives in here,
Yes.
in our hearts. And it's something that,
sure.
if you don't understand it, it's hard to understand us artists sometimes.
We have to do it. We have to, it's almost not a curse, but it's something that once you have it, it doesn't leave you. It's a driving force to create.
Yeah, I went to a conference one time out in Los Angeles. It was the taxi.com. They had a big conference every year. And is it Mick Fleetwood was there, and he was talking, and he was saying, look, whether you're 18 or 90, it doesn't matter. If you have music or art in your heart, find a way to do it. It's okay, if you let it go by the wayside, because
Yeah.
a lot of times, as we're growing up, we start out doing something, and then maybe we either get married, or we go to school, or we go to work, or we have to do something different, or we hit a detour in our lives, and we go
Yeah.
away from what it is our passion is. But it's good to always keep it in your life in one way, shape, or another, even if you do it in community projects, during your, through your community, through your churches, through shows like this.
Yeah.
Even if you do it for fun, keep it in your life, because it's something that fulfills that part of us
Absolutely.
that nothing else replaces.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And you have siblings. Did they also become artists or musicians?
Well, not
Sorry,
really.
I'm sorry. I have a new iWatch and I don't know how
You
to
don't know how to
silence
turn it off.
I don't know how, so I apologize for that.
My sister got the creative gene in decorating. She was a realtor for many years here in Las Vegas. She did very well, but she also was really good at decorating homes. So that
her
was her
creative
creative
outlet.
talent.
Yes.
Not singing. Don't tell her I told you this though. Anyways, but even though she couldn't, she would sing loudly.
Oh.
But anyway, do you remember that song? I've got a brand new pair of roller
course.
skates. Well, anyway, she used
You
to
got a
sing that
brand
song.
new key. She would? That
And
was
she would
her
sing
song?
it really loudly.
Oh, funny.
But she really got that gene of the creativity in designing of homes.
Designing.
And you walk into one of her homes, it's like a magazine cover. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. My other sister was really smart with. She was like the little mother, Linda. She was like the little mother with everybody. So her art was really being taking care of everybody else. And so everybody has their own specialty.
Yes.
I have a half brother, and he's really good at shopping.
He's a good shopper.
But
So
he's
you
also
do it
good.
online now,
He's
too?
also
Makes
good at
it easier.
investing in properties. So that's his art.
So that's his
That's
niche.
his niche.
Yeah.
But as far as singing and performing, that was pretty much me. And so I had that in connection with my dad for the music, and then my mom. And I always talk about how my dad is jazz and my mom's country, right? So I got a little bit of both, like the Donny
like the
Osmond and
song.
Marie Osmond song.
Hello, Kathy. Hello there. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. So,
Okay.
So Fit and Fab Forever. Let's dive into that. I relate Fit and Fab Forever to Sandy Kastel. That is your motto. What would you call it? Your slogan. It's relatable.
And you're right. Both of
That's
those.
your
yeah.
brand. It's your brand, I would say.
It's part of my brand, I think, because I've always been a singer and performer. So when I started traveling on the road at 18, I was with a band, and we traveled around the United States and into Canada and into Alaska. I started getting massages and facials at that time when I was 18 years old. It's kind of like, and I worked out. So I always was taking care of my skin. But I learned it before that. I learned it when I was 12 years old when Judy Morio, the one that brought us all together for these books, Judy Morio was at Wendy Ward with the Wendy Ward Charm School. And it was a 2-week class.
You took the charm.
My
the
mom
course?
took it, and then my mom put me in it for 12. It was just 2 weeks. It was 14 days. But there I learned all the basics. How to do your hair, your makeup, your nails, manicure, pedicure, and and how to walk, of course, with the book on your head. I think my mom started me with a book on my head when I was little. I think I was 5 years old when I started with the book. Oh yeah, try walking across the room with a book on your head.
I could do it
and
sitting.
not
I don't
and
know
not
about
one of
walking.
these, not one of these books.
No, we're talking
about a
Webster's
hard case,
encyclopedia,
hard case encyclopedia.
dictionary.
Yeah, exactly. And so at 12 years old, I learned all the basics.
And
of
that was
taking
you
care
were
of
at a
myself.
very impressionable age.
Well,
So
if you think about it, it's at the time where young girls are becoming women. Right?
you're changing over.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
The hormones are kicking in.
Hormones are there.
And we're becoming young women. But so I started learning it then, but then I continued as I got older. When I was in the band, I started doing the workouts and going to the gym and doing the massages, doing the facials. And I've just continued that my entire life. And
And you look great. You look beautiful, and you have beautiful skin, and you look you
I
have
try.
eternal youth. I'm not saying that you're older and you look young or anything like that. You're very youthful. You don't. We play games with ourselves. We feel that we're at a certain age, we can't do this or that anymore. But there's no age limit. We're free. We can do whatever we want, and you're an example of that. You're always taking on new projects, and Fit and Fab Forever. So is that? I see you at the gym. So when I think of you, Fit and Fab hello, Renee Davis. I think of you at the gym.
see, I thought I had mine off.
That's okay.
Well, I'm going to go back to what you
Yeah.
were mentioning
Yes.
about your skin, the glow that you get. The thing of it is it's so much more than just outside. Outside is good. We want our skin to look good, but also it's about what we do inside. It is what we eat, how we take care of our bodies. So it's having some kind of an exercise program, whatever that may be for you. Not everybody, we're not all a cookie cutter,
No.
made out of the same mold.
Yeah.
And it's about finding what works for you, what kinds of things, activities you can do that help you to stay in shape, whether it's walking, doing those steps.
Walking is
10,000 steps a
basic.
day.
Oh, that's
a great
ideal.
one.
By the way, we're going to take a break right
Oh,
now.
okay.
And
Break
we'll
time.
be back in 2 minutes with Sandy Kastel. And I'm Dana Daye. See you in a minute.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
As we continue to grow and build a brand, social media shows continue to develop and discover new possibilities to help one another. Our affordable services will help us move to the next level of our journey. Host your own show to inspire or entertain others for as low as $150 per month.
We have 20 shows a week, live stream.
We are looking for sponsors. We showcase your business products and services on our network to be seen by your target market for as low as $200 a month.
That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations.
Let us promote and advertise your event, giving your venue the red carpet treatment. This platform allows venues that feature entertainment, singers, bands, DJs, comedy, fashion, corporate events, and family events to be showcased in a new direction that also involves your audiences starts at $200 an hour. We also provides video editing, website builder, commercial video for your business, music videos, photography, provided by our affiliates. As we build our community, we pay it forward. Our nonprofit organization GI Connections is all about giving back to our community. Join us create outreach programs
blowing through my city. Well, you took me by surprise. A moment of
Welcome back to Honeybees. I'm your host, Dana Daye, with my guest, Sandy Kastel, and we are filming live at the Art House Theaters at 814 South 3rd Street, and we are sitting in the Art House Theater as we are filming our show, which is closed today. It's a 5-star restaurant, and if you come to eat here, if you mention social media shows, you'll get a 20% discount off of your check. That includes the bar and the restaurant. And also, if you would like to be a studio audience member, just contact social media shows and reach out to Maria, the producer, and she will send you the info or just tell you how to come down, because you're welcome to sit and join us. We have 4 shows. Every Wednesday we have Rise and Shine Vegas with Mike Dorton and myself. Then we have Let's Talk World with Mike Dorton as your host. And the 3rd show is Honeybees, a women's empowerment topics show with Dana Daye, your hostess with the mostess. And following my show is Ninon. It's Vegas Live with Ninon. So we would love for you to join us. And so our topic today is Fit and Fab Forever. And that seems to be working for you. You're staying fit and fab forever. And let's talk about some of your secrets. I see you online, I see you cooking. You like to share cooking recipes. So why do you start your day off with lemon water, fresh squeezed lemons?
Okay, the lemon water is good for cleansing out your body first thing in the morning. It's before you do anything else, before you have, if you decide to have coffee or you decide to eat, you know, obviously you have to eat. But it's the very first thing that I do in the morning. And so I cut a lemon in half. And sometimes if the lemons are small, I might use 2.
Do you grow them? Do you have a lemon tree?
I do have a lemon tree, but you know, right now I don't have all the lemons, so I have to go buy them.
No, but sometimes you use your own.
Yeah, so I just cut them in half and I put them in warm water, hot water, and squeeze it and then put it in warm water.
Yeah, I was told by drink it.
Yeah.
I was told by the doctor to start off with hot or warm lemon water before I was watching your videos, but you do it consistently. So it's supposed to kind of get your system going and maybe just break up anything that was, if you eat a lot of meats or fats, or kind of gets everything going again. Is that part of it?
Yeah, that's why I say first thing in the morning. So you're cleansing out from the night before. You know,
Yes.
you've slept, and so you wake up and you
Yeah.
have that. The other thing is also just having lemon in your water is very good. And I learned this, I think, when I was in grade school years ago, using lemon in water instead of drinking just regular water, the lemon water, because it helps to digest your digestive
So it
system.
helps with
Rather than just plain water, because that just excuse me, that decreases your own juices that digest the food. So you're better off with lemons if you
Now-
can add them to the water. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. And does that do anything with, we have our pH balance, our natural pH
Yes.
balance of our body, our skin, our body. And then we can be a little bit acidic, or we could be a little bit alkaline. So does the lemon help turn your chemistry? I don't even know how to say
Well,
it.
it helps to maintain a good pH balance, and I
good
think it's
pH
7,
balance.
right? I think it's 7.
I think it's
is
7,
the neutral one.
something
But also, we don't realize that there are certain things that we might drink throughout the day. Cokes,
So
Sprites.
bad for you. They pour it on the motor. I saw a video. They took a Coca-Cola
And it deteriorates
and they
the
poured
motor.
it on the engine, and they had some foil, aluminum foil, and they were getting rid of grime that was there probably for 10 years. I thought, what is that doing when you're drinking it
Yeah.
in your body?
Yeah, so if you're going to have some kind of carbonated drink, if you can cut it down to 1 a day or something like that. I mean, look, my thing is not about being obsessive about any of it. My mom used to say everything in moderation, and I really believe that.
Don't deprive yourself. Take a bite.
If you're working out during the day, you're eating a healthy meal, or mostly healthy meals, then yes, you can still have something that isn't as healthy. But if you're doing something that's not healthy all the time, you're going to notice a difference, and you're going to notice it in your skin. And if I'm just as guilty of it, I have a weakness for salt, for chips. So if I eat chips sometimes, when I was younger, I would notice that I could see a difference in my
Kind of get
complexion.
puffy almost, right?
Well, it's more salt. You're adding
Salt.
more salt. So then, of course,
it's like, what's your poison? You're
or
a
if
salt, I'm
or
a
if you're
sugar
eating
person.
if you eat a lot of junk food, it's going to show up in your skin.
It does.
You may not notice it at first, but the more you pay attention to what you're doing in your life, alcohol will dry your skin.
Absolutely.
And who doesn't? I mean, a lot of people will like to have a couple of cocktails at night, but if you're doing it every single night, what are you doing? You're not allowing your body to really cleanse itself out.
You're not.
So,
And your poor liver.
but I'm not here to tell everybody don't do this and don't do that and don't.
No.
What I'm here to talk about is incorporating some of the habits that help you have a healthy diet, to remind us that we need a lot of sleep. Just like you said,
We
you didn't
need
get all the sleep
sleep.
you wanted last night.
I had things to do that I needed to get ready for this morning.
Right.
And I never stay up late. I was up till I think 5 a.m.
Oh, that's.
I was writing out notes.
And then you went to sleep at 5?
I did my hair color, and then I woke up. I thought, oh my God, how am I going to talk today? That's why I'm talking like mush.
If you're doing it occasionally, it's
Occasionally.
not going to affect you overall. But think about it if you're doing it on a consistent basis.
Yes.
So if you're the more healthy things we can incorporate for ourselves, including relaxation or meditating, or something that is for our minds. That
Just breathing.
going out and going for a walk in the in Red Rock, or out to the lake, getting out in the fresh air. Fresh air is really good for us.
Fresh.
Remember last year when we were going through COVID, and the first couple of months, it's like I didn't go out at all. I mean, I was staying around my house and things. But one day I said, I went for a drive because I had to take somebody to the airport, and I thought I'm going to drive out Charleston, and I went to Red Rock.
I
and
think
I
I
said,
saw that video of yours.
it was like 6 o'clock in
Like
the morning.
I'm like watching your life
And-
through Facebook.
Yeah,
I
I know.
remember that day.
Well, I'm not too bad about it, but I do some of it.
I'm
And-
joking, but I do
No,
remember you saying that you were at
I
Red
did
Rock.
talk
I
about it.
actually remember
Yeah.
that.
So I drove out there, and at first I thought I would just go out there and sit for a few minutes and just look around that area, the Red Rock, because I like doing that, going out to where the overlook is.
Yeah.
Just going out there, and it just clears your mind. So what I did is, the one that was the first one, as you're going out Charleston on the right side, that was
Yes.
locked. They had it all locked up.
Oh.
But if you went around as I went around the corner, I saw that parking lot was open. So I parked there, and I just stood outside, and I was just looking around, and I remember feeling like I was breathing in all this fresh air.
Yeah.
And because
Felt
we had been
good.
so confined,
horrible.
that first few months, it was so refreshing. And then I noticed that more cars were parking and more people were walking down a path. And I
Yeah.
said, well, let's see, I'm wearing gym clothes, I'm wearing my outfit, I've got tennis shoes on, I've got a bottle of water, and I've got a jacket, right? So I put my jacket on, and I just thought, well, I'll walk for a little bit. I walked 6 miles. I did the whole thing. I went out and came back. I came back along the river. So what it did is it just refreshed me, rejuvenated me. And we need things to rejuvenate ourselves.
We need things,
And that's sleep.
well, I usually,
It does-
I never, ever,
It's okay.
don't sleep, but
I'm just
last
saying
night, for some reason, but I was going to say
But if
during,
we don't sleep every single night,
Yeah.
then we're depriving ourselves of
depriving,
the
and
opportunity
it shows.
to rejuvenate our body.
Yes.
Because if you look up in any medical book, they're going to tell you when is the time that the body is rejuvenating itself.
and that's when you're
During that
sleeping.
time when we're sleeping.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I remember speaking about during the pandemic, I remember when people were getting out again,
Mm-hmm.
and I had never seen so many people walking,
Yeah.
walking their dogs. You saw families, a lot of bicycles.
That's right.
They sold out on the bicycles in the stores.
Yeah.
People were getting back to basics and nature and hiking and trails.
And they
but-
wanted to take the mask off.
they wanted to take it
Yeah.
off, but that was a way of getting, clearing your mind and
And
being
getting fresh air,
healthy.
breathing fresh air
Yes.
in. So that's the balance.
It's about balance,
You've got the health,
we're
the
saying.
beauty, health, beauty, and fitness, right?
yes.
So fitness is some kind of daily exercise. And you might think, well, I don't have time to fit an hour into my schedule every day because
a
I'm
lot of people
working.
say
I have my family to take care of. I don't have time.
Yeah.
So if you do things as simple as not taking the elevator and just walking up the stairs,
One flight of steps.
that helps.
Yes.
If you park your car at the grocery store way out in the parking lot and you walk into the grocery
God,
store,
how-
you have to
what
walk
a-
back
what a
out.
concept.
I know it's a little thing, but they're all things to allow our body to
use our muscles,
get
use
fresh air,
to get fresh
to get
air.
oxygen, to breathe. Also, a little tip is when we're walking and we're rushing around and we're doing all these things, if you take a second and you go, instead of walking so quickly, you just slow down your pace a little bit, breathe,
Consciously.
breathe in the air, take your time, allow your foot to touch the ground, one step at a time instead of, I gotta go. Because what happens is we build up that angst sometimes
Yeah.
in our body, and if we don't allow ourselves to just take a breath, and I do it, I'm guilty of rushing because I'm always running on Sandy time anyway.
Yeah,
I actually was here early today though.
You were.
Because I set my clock to way early.
You were very early. I was impressed.
Yeah, but I have a tendency to run on Sandy time.
And I'm on Dana time.
On Dana time.
Which was my mother's
So
time.
Sandy,
It's a bad thing.
Sandy time is, of course, I was a breech baby, so I came out half an hour later. so
Blame it on the birth.
the doctor had to go inside and turn me around and say, "Okay, come on, you can come out now." So I always attribute it to, because a lot of times I'm running just a few minutes, and what that does
too.
though,
I'm on Sandy time too.
it makes me rush.
Oh, it does.
I can be relaxed at home, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I know I have to leave at a certain time, and then all of a sudden that last little bit of time, I'm going, oh, I gotta go, and then I'll rush.
Why do we do that to
I'll rush.
ourselves? Oh, because you're on Sandy time.
But then I have to go, okay, wait, and I just slow my pace down a little bit.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's so nice when you get
Right.
there early. Everyone, it's almost a compliment to the people that you're meeting. I got here early.
That's
I care
right.
about being here
That's
with
right.
you.
And it
then-
gives you a chance to really get centered. We've all heard of that
Yeah.
term about being centered,
Centered.
and living, moment to moment, where we are in our center,
Yeah.
grounded. In exercise, we hear about circuit training, or where we're Pilates. We talk about the center, the
Yes.
core.
Pilates is
Right?
a very, very effective workout.
It works from the inside out.
The core.
Yes, yeah.
We're building the core.
So we talk about our core, and the core is our center.
Our
So
center.
any kind of thing that we can do to incorporate something, even if you say, okay, I've got to sit at my desk all day long and I'm going to be typing and I've got to get this thing out and I can't, I got to get it done, I got to get
Yeah.
it done. Every so often, every half an hour, every hour, whatever it is, that you can take a little bit of time and take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, keep your weights or something next spot, keep a jump rope.
A jump
A
rope.
jump
That's
rope.
A basic exercise.
Believe it or not, I started jumping rope again, and if I just do it for like a minute or 2 minutes, or I'll count.
Yeah.
And when you're starting out again, you have to start slowly and then build it up gradually. But I started keeping that jump rope around, and if I take just a little break to get some jumps in,
Yeah.
and then you can do some backwards if you can.
If you can.
And then
If you can even do one or two. My friend Carol, who is Carol Joan on Facebook,
Oh,
and
yes.
she's Gary Anthony's other half.
Yes.
She does a hula hoop class.
Oh,
on
hula hoops
Saturdays.
are great.
I couldn't even
Really?
keep the hula. When I was a
Really?
little girl, I was very athletic,
yeah.
and now it's just I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get. And Kim, okay, here's another question. If you get out of shape and you feel like you are getting so out of shape to the point where you can really almost feel like giving up, what do you do to get back into it?
Okay, let me share a little bit with you. The other thing about being fit and fab forever is being fit and fab forever in whatever place you are in your life. That's why I say it's not just about being skinny, it's not just about being beautiful, it's about the overall package. But also there are times in our lives when we have priorities that take over our lives. So, if you're taking care of a loved one, you have to take time off of work,
That's
you
what
have
you're
to
doing.
focus on that person, then you don't have time to fit in maybe the regular time that you would go to the gym or the regular time that you would go ride your bike. So what you do, that's why I'm talking about getting those little 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is, you get those in.
Minutes
through
is the key word. Even if you can do 2 minutes, 2 or 3,
That's
a
right.
minute and a fourth, anything.
It's whatever it is. So you break up your day. You break up that pattern of sitting. Even if you're getting a lot of work done, you might be sitting all day. So if you take a few minutes and you get a little bit of exercise in, get your heartbeat up, right? Get your breath going. Take a few minutes to meditate. Okay, you say, well, I don't have a half an hour, I don't have 20 minutes, I can't sit down. Take 2. Sit quietly, sit outside, sit in a quiet space of the house where
Find a
nobody else
quiet
is.
space.
Close the door if there's kids, playing in the other room. If you need just a few minutes,
You make the
take
time,
it for
is what
yourself.
you're saying.
And these are the kinds of things that help you to balance out your life. Yes?
Oh, I was going to say, I don't want to interrupt. I was going to say that this watch, I just got the iWatch.
It tells you when to breathe.
It's all of a sudden my wrist starts buzzing and I look
Yep.
down, it says time to stand up for 1 minute.
That's right.
It's kind of running my life now.
It's kind of scary.
And then it tells me
That
to
it
breathe.
knows.
It's telling me to breathe. Sit, and then it shows you, it goes breathing in and out, breathe, exhale.
That's
so
right.
I thought, well, this is a great reminder.
Well, how many of you out there are using apps on your phone for exercise, for diet, for
Steps,
beauty,
heartbeat.
to remind you, for meditation, for yoga?
Right,
for,
Ron Garrett?
That's right.
He
So
does 10,000 steps a day,
there you go.
I think.
That's great. It helps your overall health.
It does,
Yeah.
it really does. So,
And that's
This-
what being fit and fab is all about. Yeah,
And
it's not just one thing. It's an overall it's a lifestyle,
Lifestyle.
of
It's a lifestyle.
doing little things here and there, implementing these things into your life,
Yeah.
and being okay to change your habits, to change something that you want to change in your life. How do you change a habit? One day at a time.
One day
Have you
at a
ever heard
time.
that thing 21 days in a row? Today I will do this, today I will do that. Not today I won't do this, it's today I will do
Today I
this.
will. It's positive thinking.
Yeah.
So we have about 8 minutes left. So I want to ask you, is there anything,
Okay.
do you have anything coming up, or do you have anything you want to share that
Well, I'm always working on something, as you know.
yeah, what are your latest
it's-
projects? You're doing a lot of real estate now, aren't you?
I'm doing real estate. Yes, I work a lot with buyers, but I also work. I also work with sellers, but primarily it seems like buyers are the ones that are coming to me right now, and even people that are trying to lease a place. And I got to tell you, it's very challenging right now. It's been a seller's market,
Yes.
for a while now.
So a seller's market is that there's a
there's a shortage of
demand,
homes.
short supply.
So
they can
a
get
shortage of places to lease, so that's why the prices have
prices
been
are
going.
shooting up
They have shot up.
astronomically high.
Yes,
Insane.
and I think they're kind of starting to level off.
Are they? That's
Yes,
good news.
but there's still a shortage of places that I found. So I've been doing the real estate, and I'm working on some programs that are for people that have high net worth, of helping them to save money, on their taxes and stuff. So I've been doing that. Kind of, it goes hand in hand with real estate and
Yes.
investments and.
And sculpting? Are you doing any sculpting?
Well, I haven't released anything new for a while. I've got a couple of pieces I'm working
Do
on.
you show your art in exhibits, or where do you show your art, or you sell?
It's
Do you
mostly
sell it?
private clientele right now.
Private clientele.
Yeah. But I do, Neil Portnoy did say, he said, just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to do a
Look what
shout out
happened to
to
him.
Neil. Shout out
Hey,
to Neil. You're doing
shout
great.
out. Yeah, they have a.
His gallery just keeps expanding. In fact,
Oh,
Ron,
yes.
I think, is helping.
Yes,
Has
they
been
have a whole
promoting
other,
him a lot too.
Yes, and they had
Yeah.
the mayor was at their event on October 7th, I
That's
believe,
right.
and they proclaimed
A
October
Portnoy Day or Portnoy.
Portnoy Gallery Day.
There you go.
October 7th, and they have
So-
the new jingle.
So a jingle.
The jingle.
That's right. I heard the jingle.
Let's see. I think I could sing it.
Well, I don't know.
You're already a work of art, meant to be enjoyed. So Las Vegas has a question. Have you been Portnoyed? Or something like that.
Good, there you go. But
Kinda
anyway,
started
just
a little
just like Neil, he's been working at his art for a long time, and so
And look at him now.
I've done less of that. I have just been focusing on other things right now, but I do have a few pieces in the works. But I'm also working on a program which I'm really excited about, which has to do with WEMA, Women in Music and Arts.
Oh, let's hear about that.
And
What
it
is
is about getting back on track and getting back out there again and doing the scholarships for the arts. So
We
you will
would
be
love to have you
will be
back.
seeing some more about that coming
Very
up.
good.
Yes.
So you're doing scholarships.
Yeah.
And how do people reach you if they want to get in touch with you?
SandyKastel.com. My
With
phone.
a K.
Katie. It's Sandy Kastel, like pastel with a K. And you can find me, SandyKastel.com. I also have an Instagram page, which you can follow me on, and a Facebook, even though I haven't been real
You
good
have
about
many,
Facebook
right?
lately.
I think
I've been
on
doing more with
Instagram,
Instagram.
yeah.
And
I have trouble with Instagram lately. I haven't been on as much.
Yeah.
I'm mostly on. There's Nelson Circle. I'm mostly
Hi.
on. We have the window here. We get to see everything that's happening.
I
as they're
guess.
coming and going.
So my phone number's out there too. It's on my website and on my Facebook and my Instagram if anybody's interested in calling me, if anybody needs property. But also if if anybody who's an artist would like to give me a call and let me know what you're doing. I am working and looking for artists that are looking for scholarships in the literary, visual, and performing arts. That's for WEMA, Women in Music and Arts. We're starting up our scholarship program again, so please contact me.
That's
yes,
wonderful.
and you can send it to let's see, Fit and Fab fitandfabredhead@gmail.com. That's fitandfabredhead@gmail.com.
I love that.
And I am Sandy Kastel, Fit and Fab Forever.
Fit and Fab Forever. So we have a couple minutes. I want to ask you, why are you not singing with such a beautiful voice? Because I guess you're doing everything else. You have no time.
I was taking care of some other things, in the past year. Of course, COVID hit and everything, and so I wasn't doing anything. And then I've been taking care of my dad, and so that's been priority for me.
Yeah.
I do have, actually, he was working on some songs. He wrote some songs,
During the pandemic?
Or
before
this
that?
past few months, he's been working on some
did?
things.
That's
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. So, I'll be out there again singing. It's just a matter of time and opportunity. So.
One song. Can you give us a couple
One
lines?
song.
Can you
Oh,
do
no,
a
no, no.
couple-
I just
I
got,
know you got over
thank you. I just got over
laryngitis,
laryngitis too. So,
Okay.
but I will be back if you'll invite me.
Of course.
Sometime in
And-
the future.
And I wanted to ask you before we go. You had your own web series, or you were doing podcasting, or what was that?
Are you
That
talking about my shows?
Your shows? Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know you then. So,
See, Dana doesn't know anything about me. I can't believe you.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
knew everything.
Anyway,
except for, yeah.
I had TV and radio shows for 5 years here in Las Vegas on KLAV. Also, I was online, and I was on some different networks for a while. And I had WEMA, Women in Music and Arts. I had Sandy Kastel and Friends. I had Lunch with Sandy, Jazz and Cocktails, Bixby's Tales, which was Dolly Coulter and Bert Anderson, and that's it, I guess, basically. And I was also on the racing program and talking about
racing.
NHRA drag racing.
Oh my
yes.
God!
So I've had a few.
We want
Yeah.
you to do that again. That would be so nice.
Well, wait, twist my arm. Wait. Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Again, my name is Dana Daye, and this show is called Honeybees. We are broadcasting at the Art House Theaters at 814 South 3rd Street in downtown Las Vegas. I know I see 3rd and Gas out the window. You could see the new Circa in the distance. And we were very honored to have you join us today. And again, let's hear it for our Sandy Kastel.
Thank you.
And we will be here next week at same time, same channel. We have a different time now. It's 1:30 to 2:30 every Wednesday. And we are looking for studio audience members. So if you'd like to join us, just give us contact social media shows. And our producer is Maria. So just let us know. And thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Thank you, and bye-bye.